Welcome, friends. My name is Jay Johns, founder and CEO of 3R Interactive, and this is Caffeinated Advice. Today, I want to talk with you as we sit with our coffee, and mine's iced coffee. I don't know if you can hear it rattling around in there. Today, I would like to talk to you about portfolio work and the necessity of it. And all of this is just my opinion, and who knows? I'm willing to be wrong on all of this, but I'm someone who has had the benefit of being on sort of both sides of the fence, where I am someone who um, is someone who looks for work consistently, where I help create like visual, graphic-y, user experience based stuff, and also as an employer looking in for subcontractors or actual employees to help build these things. So I've had the experience on both sides to understand the perspective, at least have that kind of perspective. So the part that I would say could be um, controversial is that I am someone who is of the belief that a college education is not the most important thing. You can challenge me on that all you want. I know there's a lot of human resource people that are probably throwing their coffee cups at the screen right now, but and a lot of disappointed parents, right? And this is coming from someone who has a master's degree. This is coming from someone who has taught at the college level for 6 or 7 years. So there is a value in having a college education, but it's not the only thing. To me, the most important thing is demonstrating that you can do the job that you say that you can do. Just having a college education does not tell me, the potential employer, that you can create the things that I need you to create, that you can do the things that you need to do, right? So you have to demonstrate those things. And that's where a portfolio comes in. I mean, you can have the most amazing portfolio because you've spent those 4 years that you would be in college, but you've done tons of research online, took a lot of courses, you took advantage of all these tutorials that are all over the internet, and you just did it. Or no matter what your industry is, whether it's programming, whether it's graphic design, it's creating comic books, it's whatever it is, 3D modeling, doesn't matter, right? I mean, the point is that you can like, people are excited about what you can make, and that, so you have to be able to show that. So you have to be able to show um, what your skill level is. But to me, what's also really a big component of all that is you need to show your progress. So many people will only show, like they'll go ahead and remove old pieces of work because it's not good quality, right? Everyone who's who does anything that has to do with portfolio work um, will look at really old work and say, "Man, should have done this differently or better or whatever," and they'll sort of be embarrassed by it. But in reality, what you need to be able to do is you need to keep that stuff in there and show where you started and the progress all the way through into where you are now, because it really illustrates your learning curve. It illustrates your willingness to have fortitude and to grit to keep pushing things through. And at the same time, for me, I think it also demonstrates your ability to have accountability. What I mean by that is, if you're someone who's just going to keep removing what you consider to be bad things because they were the things that you did when you were in college or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you today created something that was just crap, I'm not saying keep that in there. What I'm saying is, like, what was supposed to be good at that time, what was portfolio worthy 5 years ago, should stay in it, because that will be the progress. Even though if you were to look back on it now, that you wouldn't consider that portfolio worthy now. It just helps demonstrate um, a lot of things about you as as a character. And anyway, that's just a strong belief that I have. Keep that stuff in there. Um, and I'm just going to hammer home this point that you need to be able to demonstrate, prove that you can do what you say you can do. If you are um, reaching out to a company that you really want to work for, or you're trying to apply to a specific job posting that some company had, um, then you will need to you will need to have something that demonstrates, yeah, I can create this thing, I can build this thing, I can do whatever, and here's something that this is old work that shows that I can do it. Um, the same thing is going to happen if you are a freelancer or you're a company or you're whatever, and you're trying to convince clients to pay you money to build the thing for them or to design the thing or to whatever. um, in the same way, you need to show the your work. You need to be able to now the challenge to all this, though, is that it's really easy to go a year plus without updating stuff, because especially if you are a solopreneur, or you're part of a small company. I mean, there's a few small companies that I know of that that make tons of money, um, but because they're just so busy that it's hard for them to keep their portfolio up to date. But I think it's important to, particularly if you're someone who's trying to get a job somewhere, keep your stuff up to date, constantly keep creating. And as I might have said in other caffeinated advice things, people are attracted to motivation. They're attracted to people who are in the just going right. Um, if you're sitting around waiting for someone to give you to become your client, so that way you have something to work on, or you're sitting around hoping that your perfect job is going to fall out of the sky, likely that's not going to happen. What's going to happen, that those things will happen if you just start doing stuff, just start creating things in your portfolio, start putting it out there. People are going to start noticing, and then they're going to want you to build the thing, right? Anyway, like I said, feel free to consider all of this garbage and some random dude's opinion. But to all those college students out there, to all the high school students, to anyone who's hoping to get into some sort of creative endeavor or programming or anything like that, really focus on your portfolio, because that's really what's going to set you apart. And yeah, I mean, having stuff created and finished is a big one. Especially if you've self-published something, man, that's really going to set you apart from other people. So all this to say, there's a lot of nuances in what I'm trying to say. Keep your portfolio updated. Don't worry about your old stuff. Whatever was portfolio worthy 5, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever, keep that there as like a benchmark of your progress. It's important to see that stuff. And if you are having a little bit of trouble, because you don't quite have a strong enough portfolio yet, meaning that like you don't really have a lot of work to show, just start working on stuff in your spare time. Everyone's going to have an hour a week or whatever, or a night or whatever it is, depending on how motivated you are, you'll be able to kind of work on some stuff every now and then. And just slowly build things up like that, and just put it out there, because the your motivation to keep building is what's going to attract people. Anyway, I look forward to the next conversation I have with everybody. I enjoy these. I hope you all get value from them. And feel free to reach out to me at j@3rinteractive.com if you would like to give me your own opinion on how important portfolio work is. And I hope that I will see you all during the next conversation.